It was 4 parts, so I did measure it accurately. I suppose better go to spot colour. And we're on Cute Dessert, and we're 3 notches right in the colour. We're just testing out today, fellas, just to see if the because sometimes I wonder whether occasionally I press the buttons and you bring up the screen is one of the clicks on the button, so you really have to. When I've had really good success in the past, it's because somehow I've actually taken an extra notch without realising it or something. Anyway, so we're mixing the sand with the newspaper sayers and the coir. Yeah, a bit of wastage, fellas. Sometimes you have to waste a little bit just to get to your goals efficiently. So we'll see how we go. So, as Nepenthes Attenborough, has it become the largest Nepenthes in the world, or is it still smaller than Raja? Yeah, as I said, I will not be doing my my book or anything through Redfern Natural History. I can't abide liars. It's tantamount to being a bully, basically, and being bullied over in West Australia. I will not work with a liar. Someone who won't actually look you in the eye, basically. Yes, check that out. Person that sort of doesn't even actually, just got very bad eyesight. Oh yeah, you're right. You know what, they put on Mr. Magoo glasses, do they? Well, I like to see the evidence first. We live in an evidence-based society, so you know. Anyway, so we're doing this, and this is just one. I'll do this, and then I'll probably pop down the shop and do a peat one. Maybe you can just trust me, I can do that. You can see them set up. Otherwise, I suppose you want the full series, don't you? I don't know if I've got enough gas bag in me to actually keep enough stories going. It would be the sound of crickets in certain parts of the. I've just run out of stuff initially to say, I suppose. So how do you keep yourself so fit? Well, it's my jaw muscles, you know. I'm just burning up so much glucose with my jaw muscles. Gas bagging all the time. Yeah, making the old Mark Griffin laugh. Yeah. Apparently he tried to do film a banana next to a Drosera rotundifolia or something. when he took wins in. Oh, I've forgotten his full name now. So yeah, NG. That's pronounced win, isn't it? Wing or win? I can't remember now. He'll tell me surely. When he comes to Southern Australia on his way to good old WA. Well, maybe they will come through in 2020. Well, first we've got a flip from the extended post-millennial drought we've had, from the El Nino into the La Nina. We might get an extended 20-year period of that if it flips. So it will be nice, fellas, but then you've got to basically aim for the middle of that. So if you can live long enough, you might get to see. But you really want to go and see Drosera gigantea growing on deep sand. None of this granite 8 from bullshit, which is basically, I think, done so they can dig up the tubers, because the tubers are only a couple of centimetres down below on the abutting or affixed to the granite. On deep sand, it naturally grows down. The tubers are like hand-sized or potato size tubers growing down at 2 metres according to Pate and Dixon in that Albus Cormus and Tubus plant, which I've loaned my book to Richard Sullivan of New South Wales, and he's had it for nearly 20 years now, I think. I would like it back someday, or just buy me another copy, put it that way. I don't mind you having it, but, you know, I would like to read it again before I die, fella. You know, so, you know. Or alternatively, why don't you just take me out a 10-year subscription to the New South Wales Society, because that's what I did around the new millennium, and we had, of that 10 years membership I took out, 5 years was waiting for them to actually print some of the bulletins, and then they finally turned up at the end of last year, and I thought it would have been sheer courtesy to say, okay, you waited 5 years of the decade you took out, we're going to give you another 5 years of that decade you took out, because you had to wait 5 years for the appropriate bulletins to get printed and send out. We're going to give you an extra 5 years just out of sheer courtesy, because that's the kind of plant society we would like to be. I mean, I was saying this to John Wallace last night on Facebook, saying, you know, that's what I would do. You know, is it just me? Am I mad? You know, if you've made people wait 5 years, but you've had their money in your bank, and because our Prime Minister said, you know, you've got to spend this money, but you've got to spend it on Australia, I thought, and spend it in your own way, in your own world, sort of thing. I said, okay, I'll take out a decade's worth of membership, keep the society alive after the GFC. So they obviously didn't think about that they're still there because people did things like I did. So, but then they had this 5-year gap. They couldn't print the bulletin or something, and so you get all these back journals turn up. But surely it would have been nice, a nice little one line at the by the way, because you had to wait for 5 years, we've decided to give you gratis another 5 years of membership with the journal and everything. And geez, would I be gas bagging that around the world? Geez, the internet would go on fire. They would get so many new members. Yeah, I give it the thumbs up. I'll probably give it 3 thumbs up. Yeah, it's a joke, fellas. It's an Aussie joke. 3 thumbs up. Work it out. Google it. Yeah. Anyway, so I think we basically mixed this. I don't think I can mix it much more. So now it's time to. Now we've got 4 parts of sand. They're 4 litres of sand. So we're basically going to add. We can. 2 parts of, we're going to add 2 litres, around about 2 litres, it's actually 2.4 litres here, because we also we got the peat and the newspaper potatoes, which are both basically damp already, so you know there's already water in there. So we're just going to add this in now, and we'll see how we go. So then, and hopefully, if my calculations are correct with the sand, you always try to do half the sand in the volume. We'll see how we go. And maybe I need to get some in there first before we add the full bottle. Anyway, so this is basically don't go out and buy expensive surfactant, and also you don't want to get the wrong one with CPs. You want to get something that's potassium surfactant, you know, basically. But this does the business, and it'll be in my thesis, and it'll be in any book I write. But as I said, I definitely will not be, well, unless I'm proved otherwise, I definitely will not be doing a book through Redfern natural history, because I just can't abide liars. Is Nepenthes attenborough the largest Nepenthes in the world? Is it bigger than Raja? Because they were the 2 excuses, apparently, I've been told a number of times from a number of sources. That was the argument used to get Sir David Attenborough to put his name on it when he was about 85 going towards 90. So he's older than that now. He's probably 91 going 92 now, I think. But I think that's just unconscionable, you know. So maybe Sir David Attenborough doesn't give a flying fuck, because that's just the kind of guy he is. But you know, people are going to be talking about, well, I'm definitely going to be talking about it for years to come. Wow, look at that, fellas, look at that. That's what I'm talking about, for instantaneous gratification. Yeah. So we'll just add the rest of the bottle in there and keep going, I reckon. So we'll just do this one overnight, stick it in a pot, flush it through, and we're off and running. That's the kind of instantaneous gratification I wanted in the CP world. I wanted a book in the Bentley Library, you know what I mean? I wanted a book in the Bentley Library to be there saying, this is what CPs are all about, this is where they grow, this is why they grow there, and this is how we can grow them better using science, because we know where and why they grow and how they grow, and therefore we can tweak all the bells and whistles, tick all the variables, tick all the boxes, because Mother Nature just throws things around in a geological, random, scattergun effect. I mean, there are trends, volcanism and things like that, you're going to get certain things around a volcanic system, and so on forth. You're going to get certain things around a underwater sea trench and things like that. But Mother Nature doesn't have the control of tweaking everything. I'm just going to put the precise or the correct or the right amount of zinc in the soil, the optimum amount. She can't do that unless it's part of a system, a cascade of reactions. Accidentally gives, all the plants have adapted to a certain amount, so it's optimal for them, sort of thing, that's been evolved over time and still evolving. I like that last line in Charles Darwin's book. Still evolving. I think it's a very subtle point he's putting there. What is man